Live from the WCTV studios, this is Eyewitness News Daybreak, coverage you can count on.
Right now on Daybreak, the numbers are in once again. Tallahassee finding itself trying to figure out how to drive crime down. I'll break it down with the latest statistics.
Plus, the dispute between Governor Rick Scott and state attorney goes before the state's highest court. More on their legal battle.
And the top Tallahassee employer gives us a peek at its latest edition, what that means for the local economy.
And taking a live look outside this morning, I don't know if that's fog or smoke or what that is outside, but good Wednesday morning to you. I'm Charlene Crispell. Art is out today with Denise
and I'm Denise Toussaint. It's great to be here this morning. What is that out there?
What is it?
Some low clouds moving through, and fog also is possible this morning, so that's an even lower cloud. And you may run into a few areas of light to patchy fog as you head out the door early this morning. This is a live look, though, outside over the past hour. All through the tri-state region, mainly lots of cloud cover overhead. But as far as rainfall goes, most of that is well out to the east and to the south of our area. So we're not really expecting any rain through the rest of the morning. In fact, locally, a clean sweep on a radar, a few showers out offshore off of the Panama City coastline there. But overall, we still have a rather dry start. It's still muggy and temperatures in the 70s, 73 degrees here in Tallahassee, low to mid 70s throughout our entire area, 72 for Bainbridge, Georgia, mid-70s out towards Apalachicola and Carabel. So these temperatures, a couple of degrees cooler than this time yesterday, low 70s, 70 degrees from Albany, extending to Tifton, all the way down to Valdosta and Homerville. So temperatures off to a rather mild start, and through the rest of the morning, we are going to gradually warm up. Still a little muggy, and any fog that we're seeing right now will quickly burn off shortly after sunrise. As we head into noon, though, temperatures warming right back up into the mid-80s. I think we could see, again, another round of temperatures in the upper 80s, possibly a couple of low 90s, and still the chance of some more of those afternoon showers and storms. It looks like we could have a little bit of a wet pattern in the next couple of afternoons. We'll break down that full forecast, though, coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thanks for that, Brittany. A growing trend of violence across Leon County causing lots of concern for local officials. This after two recent shootings, one of them leaving a baby injured. The latest numbers show more than 650 violent crimes happening in Tallahassee so far this year.
Yeah, commissioners will be focusing on crime at tonight's meeting. Our Simone Davis is here with more. Simone, what can you tell us about these crime rates?
Well, guys, Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum is requesting a public safety update ahead of tonight's meeting. The update following the discussion of crime from last year at the budget workshop. And recently, the capital city was designated as the highest crime rate per 100,000 people in the Sunshine State. Those numbers also showing violent crime is up nearly 10%. And although violent crime is like murder is up, property crime has decreased significantly. And here's the breakdown for those crime stats from 2016. In 2016, there were 809 burglaries, more than 2,500 larcenies, and 375 motor vehicle thefts. That's total of 4,124 crimes. However, so far this year, there were only 560 burglaries, more than 2,400 larcenies, and 266 motor vehicle thefts, totaling to 3,247 crimes, and that's a 21% decrease since 2016. And the City Commission will discuss the latest crime report in detail in tonight's meeting, and that starts at 4 p.m. at City Hall.
All right, Simone, thanks for that update there. We look forward to more updates after 4 p.m. Meanwhile, a Florida man is behind bars accused of making death threats to State Representative Jose Felix Diaz, who you see here. Steve St. Felix will appear in court again today in Miami. Felix allegedly made a post on Facebook threatening to kill Diaz. He was already out on bond on a similar charge. Felix is being held on $500,000 bond.
A man claiming to be high on meth for days goes on an attack with an axe. Relatives of 26-year-old Cameron Slade called for help last night after Slade showed up with a bloody axe claiming to have killed someone. Decatur County deputies found a 60-year-old man at a home on Mount Olive Church Road. They say the man had axe wounds to his head and face, and his hand was nearly severed. Slade is facing aggravated assault.
Meanwhile, outrage in Georgia after 21-year-old Tremaine Driscoll Jr. pleads guilty to raping a young girl avoiding jail time. Driscoll was charged with rape and child molestation of a 13-year-old girl back in 2016.
Well, through a plea deal, like you said, he avoided jail time and he only got 5 years of probation. Our Lanisha Bennett speaks to a local activist about the signs of sexual assault and how you can help victims.
Tallahassee resident Wanda Harper says she has a friend who was raped at 15 years old.
I didn't know that they was going through that. I know that it was like feeling kind of bad and looking like they want to tell somebody, but they don't.
The executive director of the Refuge House in Tallahassee says it's common for young rape victims to not or delay telling anyone what happened, particularly those aged 13 to 15 who usually react with the feeling of giving up.
One of the hallmark behaviors of a young person who's been sexually assaulted is to withdraw from friendships, from school, from social contacts, from parents, and from nurturing support too.
Authorities say a 13-year-old in Macon, Georgia, waited months to tell someone that 21-year-old Tremaine Driscoll went in her bedroom, forced her to have sex, and told her not to tell anyone because he didn't want to go to jail.
That's a serious offense. An innocent child needs to go punished harshly.
Driscoll's molestation charges will be dismissed after 5 years of probation.
In this case, we heard about a crime that perpetrates the most toxic harm that one person can do to another human life. We're seeing probation imposed as a sentence. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Lenitra Bennett, WCTV Eyewitness News.
Baldwin advises parents to look out for some of those signs, and if you do notice your child withdrawing, to ask questions and reach out for help.
The case of Governor Rick Scott versus State Attorney Aramis Ayala heads to Florida Supreme Court today. They're squaring off over cases the governor reassigned. Scott doing that after Ayala refused to seek the death penalty in any case. The most notable one accused Orlando cop killer Markeith Lloyd. Justices will hear arguments from both sides.
Well, the Tallahassee business community celebrating a new state-of-the-art laboratory. Dan Foss officially opened the new building at Innovation Park. The development center is a place for collaboration and research for testing air conditioning systems. The company says it was a no-brainer to expand in Tallahassee.
And why we are in Tallahassee is because also the collaboration that we have been developing with Florida State University, with the Mag Lab, and is creating a lot of innovation, streamline for new products.
Dan Foss, a major employer in the capital city, it opened its first manufacturing facility a decade ago.
Looks great in there. I was there before all this renovation, and it looks really different right now.
Nice
Very
and
cool.
new. And
yeah, and fresh. I love that red.
That's exciting.
Yeah, definitely. Well, a school that helps people in Tallahassee earn their GEDs is now settling into its new home.
Leon County's School of Adult and Community Education is now located on Appleyard Drive, moving from its original home on Trojan Trail. So far, students have mixed reviews of the cross-country move, cross-town.
I think it was really good since it's more closer where I live and there can be more students here inside. So.
It is so far from my house, and so we try to figure out.
In addition to the GED program, ACE also offers classes for disabled adults and classes for people learning English.
And the Gators get their first College World Series championship.
For the first time in school history, the Florida Gators are baseball College World Series champs. The team defeating the LSU Tigers 6-1 last night. Now, even though I am a Nole and I do not have a very good relationship with the Gators, congrats to them for winning their first College World Series.
Yeah, that's pretty big. I mean, I know we talked a lot about the Noles when they were there. Unfortunately, they didn't make it to the finish line.
Very unfortunate.
Congrats to the Gators.
Yeah,
at least the Gators fans in town, right?
Yeah, and at least the Florida team won. That's something that we can look forward to, exactly. I think. All right, let's send it over to Brittany. Brittany, what do you think about the Gators winning the World Series?
Well, I'm happy for them, but I am a Nole too, so it pains me to say it a little bit as well. But you know what? Florida team did win. And here in Florida, it's a good thing they weren't playing here because we had a few of those showers and storms yesterday in the afternoon. That could, of course, lead to rain delays. And luckily, that was all the way out in Omaha. Here right now, we're not dealing with as much rain. A few showers starting to push into southern portions of Liberty County and right along the Wakulla County coastline. But everywhere else, visibility is going to be a little bit lower in a few areas, especially away from large cities. Now, out into Valdosta, they're down to 8 miles visibility, 5-mile visibility out towards Homerville, just because of some areas of some light to patchy fog. So be careful if you are heading out in that direction. But other than that, temperatures not off to a bad start. In the low 70s from Tifton to Moultrie and Valdosta, even into Homerville. Mid 70s here in Tallahassee, 73 degrees out at the airport, even along the coast, also in the mid 70s. So for the rest of the day, we are going to warm up into the mid 80s once again, and upper 80s possible. Still lots of heat, humidity, more of that summertime pattern. You can just see still a lot of cloud cover over North Florida, South Georgia, and through the Florida Peninsula as well. But those showers along a stalled out front is going to continue to break down. That front continuing to push to the east and out of our area, barely moving. And for us, our best chance of rain is really going to be due to the sea breeze. We'll have a little bit more of an easterly flow and southeast flow over the next few days. That's going to help add to our moisture content locally, which means showers every afternoon and more of that summertime pattern. We'll time out those rain chances a little closer in a few minutes.